Some antelope in the Lassen Volcanic National Monument. They seen me and started running. Pretty cool. It's a foggy day here in Lassen. Look at that. Wow. That's so awesome. We're standing at the Hat Creek area. It's extremely historic. There's a lot of history on each bulletin board. But the main purpose of my video is to show you Mount Shasta and Lassen Peak. Now right now we cannot see Mount Shasta. It's supposed to be covered in snow all the way to the bottom almost into June. But it's over. If you look, see if I can get this straight. You see we're all... I see Mount Shasta. There's clouds around it. Holy crap, that is Shasta peeking out. I see the peak.
Yeah, I looked at this. I can see it.
Oh, man. Anyways, folks, that's Mount Shasta. And then this is Brown Butte. That's Bernie Peak. And that's Sugarloaf.
This is Sugarloaf right here.
Okay, and where's Freener Peak?
Right there.
Oh, okay.
See how it's...
Yeah, this is Freener Peak straight ahead. And then Sugarloaf. And Lassen Peak, which we seen from Sardine Peak.
Next to the Chaos Crags.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this whole area is like Yellowstone. A lot of hot lava, steam, lava fields, dunes, lava flows, lava tubes, extinct volcanoes. Some volcanoes are kind of hot here, but not active. Lassen erupted in 1931, and it's still covered in a lot of snow. And then these are called the Chaos Crags, which I seen from the top of Sardine Peak, so I can kind of, now that I'm so close to them, I can see them a little closer. But there was a forest fire here, and I'll show you the trees are all burnt. And it's amazing because Shasta is a huge peak. I believe Shasta is about, I'm not sure, almost 14,000 feet. So it.
There's been 3 forest fires here.
3 forest fires.
1987 over there.
19.
Boundary Fire.
1987.
And they also had another one in 1987 right down here called the Lost Fire.
1987, and then right here was the Lost Fire.
And then down here, all this.
Oh, I see this.
Was the Red Rock Fire.
The Red Rock Fire.
1992.
Oh, there's Red Rock right here, so
The Lost Fire.
that's all burnt. Yeah, I see it.
The Boundary Fire was 310 acres.
Wow.
The Lightning Fire, which was the Lost Fire, was 23,000 acres. And the Red Rock Fire, which is a spark from a bulldozer,
This bulldozer.
290 acres.
Wow.
Crazy.
This is the one you gotta watch, the 23,000. You can see burnt trees for miles in this huge valley. Here's a sign up here. Butte Lake, 6 miles. We're heading up to Butte Lake. We're in the Lassen Volcanic Monument, or National Monument. Lassen, a lot of people call it different things, but I just call it Land of the Volcanoes. The ground is hot. You can't really stray from the trail when looking for Sasquatch. You could step in scalding water. There's hot springs all over. There's crusted, thin crust where the lava flows underneath. There's some kind of big bird. Oh, those. What kind of bird was that? I forgot the name of that. You can kind of see how the forest looks. I just wanted to show you the road on in. You'll see more when I'm hiking. I'm just taking my time. We were really worried. The last 3 days we've had rain, and we've been fortunate enough to have a few sprinkles, but I've also driven through some thunder showers the past 3 days. Although today it thunder showered a little. few big drops hit the windshield. Had my wipers on for about 5-10 minutes, and now we're out of the storm, but maybe we're not. Maybe we're not out of the storm. It's hard to say. But we'll be hiking to the Cinder Cone. On the Cinder Cone Trail. I think there's a creek that runs nearby. It's a good view of some landmarks within the Lassen Volcanic National Monument Park. It's a nice birthday gift. To be able to hike here is a dream come true. A lot of little chipmunks crossing the road, baby ones. Spring. Oh wow, that was a huge bird. These trees are all yellow, man. It's a different type of forest than what our members are used to. As far as the Sierras, we're on the edge of the Cascade Range also. So it's much different type of foliage, tree life, animal and tree life here. People say that Lassen is a Bigfoot hotspot. I don't know if it's a Bigfoot hotspot. I know we might get to see some antelope, deer, and bear today. Maybe even a mountain lion or a cougar. It's hard to say what we'll see. A lot of different trees growing out there. This is the first time. This is all new to me. This is new for everybody viewing this video. But I just wanted to show you the road on in. It's a dirt road, nothing extensive, or you could take a car back here. But there is a lot of little rocks, so be careful. I can see black volcanic rock. There's also some snow-capped peaks. This area seems to be getting the temperatures dropping to about 54. By the time we reach our destination, it'll be about 50 degrees. We may have to wear our jackets. We may. Taking the road less traveled. Going uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill. The road got very narrow all of a sudden. Seem to be ascending, huh? That means colder temps. You gonna wear your jacket?
Yep.
It's probably gonna get cold, huh? Especially if the if there's cloud cover.
That's the problem.
The cloud cover, yeah. Now the road gets a little more bumpy. It's bumpy. Not too bumpy. Like I said, these little pebbles, you go up and down, up and down. It's like, whoa, dude, did you see that Bigfoot? Just kidding, that's the producer out there in the woods. That's why I hate them Bigfoot reality shows, ladies and gentlemen. When I come out here hiking, I do it with heart and passion. I pay attention to tracks and handprints and things like that in the ground. And, you know, we can't say for sure it's Bigfoot, but we can say, hey, this, you know, it's strange. Unless I have a sighting today, that'd be the best birthday gift ever. I feel like a kid during Christmas, unwrapping a gift as I go deeper in the wilderness and I see more and I think, man, this place looks really cool to hike at. It's a little cloudy out, but that's all right. These clouds, these type of clouds that are above us right now are not rain or thunderstorm clouds. But earlier, these dark gray ones, complete, utter thunderstorm clouds. Probably carry lightning, could start the forest on fire, so this forest is all down. This looks like Bluff Creek. We are in Northern California, but that looks like Bluff Creek from the Patterson film. Look at that. So we'll keep ascending. Wow, I love this place. I love it. So we're heading to Butte Lake. We finally made it to the Lassen Volcanic National Monument Park. It's a great park. It's all volcanic rock, basalt, obsidian, ash. We're going to climb a cinder dome, actually a cinder cone. It is a volcano, there is a caldera, but I just wanted to show you the lake because you're also going to get to see the lake from the caldera, and it'll look a lot different on top as it does below. God's country here. Butte Lake. Look at all this volcanic ash. When Lassen erupted in 1914, I'm sure it blanketed the area. Of course, back then the lakes were much higher. Now look at them. Looking for any strange tracks along the lake. It's a small lake. Imagine it used to extend all the way to the tree line here, and if I was standing here with water, it would be up to my neck, if not to my head. So it's quite low. Yeah, it's low. Very low. This is all that's left of the lake. It's going to look different from on top. Wow. It's time to go hike to the Cinder Cone under some dark sky. We're already finding tracks. This could be mountain lion. I brought with me an alarm. If we run into any cubs and their mother and she gets aggressive, we can definitely ward her off without a confrontation. As you can see, the kiosk is up here. We have the lake over here, shrouded by volcanic peaks everywhere. And we have thunder. And then we have the Cinder Dome. Butte Lake trails west. A 4-mile round trip to Cinder Cone will open up your eyes to wonders of the volcanic action that took place here during the mid-1600s. When you reach the base of the cone, it's only a half-mile further up the volcano's rim. The climb is steep because of volcanic cinders, scoria, that built the cone rest at the greatest angle of the repose possible, building the cone some 700 feet tall. Help preserve the integrity of the cone and cinder fields by staying out of the trails. It says footsteps in the loose cinders may last indefinitely. The lava that spreads for miles below the cinder cone flowed from vents at the cone's base. Ash fell on portions of the hot lava beds and oxidized, creating a variety of colored painted dunes. Take the self-guided brochure and the rest is history. So here's Butte Lake. We're going to see the painted dunes. Lava flows block Grassy Creek, drowning trees and forming Snag Lake. The fantastic lava beds this is partly filled what was once a larger Butte Lake. In other words, Snag and Butte were once connected. And here's the painted dunes. Here's Snag Lake. We're here. And we're going to go to Cinder Cone. Let's do this. I'm ready for a volcano. I'm ready. Nobles Emigrant Trail, pioneered by William Nobles. This trail linked the Applegate Trail in Nevada to the northern Sacramento Valley. During the 1850s and 60s, several thousand immigrants used this trail in their migration from the eastern United States. In other words, back in the day, life was harsh going through these mountains. People died all the time due to a lack of medical treatment, epidemics, harsh weather, the cold, being stranded, and a lot of times along the immigrant trail, they were buried along the trail that you see here. There's probably a few unmarked burials. We'll be able to see Lassen Peak. It's one of the world's, well, it's called a plug volcano, but it's one of the world's largest in the world. You guys are in for a really big treat. I'm in for a bigger treat. This is Tammy and myself's birthday gift. to ourselves to actually hike here and explore, and we're actually doing it. Just want to say peace. Forest is getting dark, even though it's only 2:30, 2 o'clock. Sun goes behind the mountains real fast behind Lassen. Oh boy. Yeah, it's behind the clouds, that too. Some dark clouds up there. Hopefully it don't rain, huh? There's 3, aren't you? Hey, on that pamphlet, doesn't it tell you what each thing is?
Oh yeah, it does. Here.
Huh.
Stop 3. In the winter of 1851, H.W. Harkness visited Lassen area and recognized the useful appearance of the Cinder Cones and its lavas. Based on the then current reports and the cone's appearance, Harkness concluded that the Cinder Cone was just about 25 years old.
Wow, somebody's jogging through here. I guess there are people up here, huh? These trees are, did you see the size of these trees? Yeah, over 200 feet tall probably, huh? I wonder why everybody loves to come up here. Hi. People are so friendly.
That's the one thing that surprised me yesterday when we were on the Blitz Johnson.
Yeah.
Nobody
You mean
jogging.
the Biz Johnson?
Yeah,
No.
nobody jogging.
No, nobody was jogging.
That would be a perfect trail to jog on.
You know what? I probably could have walked another 5 miles on it if I had more time, but there's other places I want to see. So, unfortunately,
My feet weren't feeling like they had just been, you know.
it's rough gravel. It's rough on the feet.
God, that was horrible.
Oh, this is a pretty forest. I definitely want to stand on that volcano. I want to go in the Caldera and have you get my picture. I want it like a birthday pic in the Caldera. At least it's not active, and it's not gonna, the crust is not gonna give way and I'm gonna die, you know. It's one of the only volcanoes you probably should stand in Lassen. The rest all have a thin layer of crust with hot steam and even as much as lava. I bet you there's earthquakes. Oh, I like this forest. We're surrounded by all this volcanic rock. Look at that hawk up there. What is that, falcon? Yeah, those are falcons. He just went behind the trees. We should see some wildlife here. That's what I was thinking of on the Biz Johnson. Those have to be falcons. Look at how their talons are, the feathers on the tips of the wings. Very falcon-like. That's all these birds do, glide all day long looking for food. They're nesting too, so you gotta feed the children. They eat constantly, all day long the mother will feed them. Here's another stop. What were the first 2 stops? Anything historic or nah? Whoa, I just seen an animal. What the heck? Man, it ran fast. Looked like a bobcat. Just a tail, maybe a fox. Just ran right along the rocks and went behind him.
1650 was when it was formed.
Oh, yeah. So it's not that old of a volcano. That's a recent volcano. Like, that's not one that's thousands of years old, like Shasta's thousands of years old. That volcano, what is that volcano, 600 years old? Less?
Yeah.
500 and something years old, yeah. And that's why they have the seismic, the Richter scale there, to measure the volcano, the movements beneath the earth. If the lava's building up and it's trembling. Obviously, if it blew, Lassen would be, I mean, people would not be backpacking here. The gases, the lava. If it really blew its cap, it could blow all the trees down and vaporize every human within 30 miles probably, 20 miles, 10 miles. We're not that far from it, from the cone. You'll see it diagonally across. I swore I felt the raindrop.
Me too.
It's rain, I can feel raindrops falling on my head. I could just picture that song going off. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Right? It's been like that the last 3 days of adventuring and seeing places. Just rain, rain, rain. In between, we manage to get places in, and then it starts raining, we get to the Jeep. Here's volcanic ash. Several eruptions of adjacent Cinder Cone produce fantastic lava beds. The glassy fragments of quartz crystals were formed as the lava cooled. More slowly cooling lava permits the formation of more numerous and larger crystals. So the crystals are in here. The domes are on the other side, or the lava beds, and it just piles outward with rock and just keeps spreading further out as the lava spreads. Look, there's a little den right there. Lion's den. I'm looking. No, but something could fit in it. Look at all that volcanic rock. Oh man, looks like we'll be following it all the way to Cinder Dome. If it rains, we'll have to find some shelter. Our bags are waterproof though. The burnt trees that you see here are victims of lightning strikes. This area is very hot, like I said. Nothing. And it says the trees that are growing on top of the Cinder Cone ash deposits grew after the Cinder Cone erupted, which is the Cinder Cone we're going to today. There's another Cinder Cone, but it's on the opposite side of the park. It's called Red Cinder Cone. I bet you that's pretty. This park is huge. We're getting a pass. We're coming back. This place is pretty cool. It's a little cloudy and dismal back here, but if I see Bigfoot, I'll be the first to jump up and down. It's hailing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna have to keep the camera off. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Camera's got to stay off for now. I don't want to get my gear wet before I get here, so it's hailing, it's raining, it's sleeting, call it whatever you want. It's getting cold. We're still gonna do it up. Oh yeah, that's fog. Things are getting foggy. Even the Cinder Dome looks like it's under some fog. It's a few hundred feet to the top, but you have a chance to stand in the Caldera, see the painted dunes. This is the lava fields or lava flats. There's two types of volcanic rock or volcanic lava flows found here. The red rocks where it oxidized by steam in the air. So if you see any red rock, you wonder how's it turned red? Oxidation. Scientifically, that's the word we're looking for. This must have been one hell of an immigrant trail. If I was an immigrant, I'd be like, hell no, I'll do this stuff once and I'm going back, you know? It's 2 miles to the Cinder Dome.
Is that a dog barking?
No, it's a bird. It's hard, I can't repeat it, but it is, I've heard it in the Sears. I don't know what bird makes it, but I've heard it before. All this is lava fields, lava beds. It would not be safe to even walk on them. What if something gave away and your foot slipped through and it was hot underneath? Burn your foot right off, smoldering and melted into a pile of goop? Instant cremation? No thanks. To the Cinder Dome. No, Cinder Cone. I always say dome. To me it looks like a dome. To the Cinder Cone. Yeah, that peak's got snow on it. It's about 106,000 acres of wilderness in total, or actually the national park is about that size, 106,000 acres. But there are some smaller wilderness areas set aside, for example like this one, that came to be with new acts to protect or designate certain wilderness areas to be protected by the federal government. And the state has an obligation as well, but it's all our obligation to take care of this place. How do you take your wagon through this? You have to unload all your stuff uphill and drag it uphill because the horse can't pull it.
use ropes, not chains, but ropes they used to use and have 50, 60 immigrants pulling. I read a story about that. Look at that burnt tree. Wow. It's thundering again. Sweet. I'm in a thunderstorm, hailstorm, snowstorm. I don't know what kind of storm, but it is storming out. Anyway, everybody, you want to smoke some? Because I sure feel like it. This hike will kill you if you're not in shape. Walking through this ash on your knees going uphill, it's hell to pay. That's why this whole area is under fire, right? Because it's hell to pay. The mighty Lassen National Monument, Volcanic National Monument, and they also have nearby Lava National Park, which maybe someday we'll do that. There's lava domes everywhere, and I want to see them someday. Maybe next birthday. Anyways, I got to save the camera. It's starting to rain. I'll be back later. The Cinder Dome. There's this light buzzing sound, or like some machinery or something. It's bothering my ears. It's a frequency I'm picking up out that way, towards the dome. That must be my camera. Wow.
It's hard for me to lift my legs and walk.
Oh man, it's quite the ascension, huh? This is all volcanic ash. But where else would you see something like this? This is the forest to see volcanoes and volcanic ash, that's for sure. Yeah, that's the Cinder Dome right there. What a beautiful sight. There's a caldera at the very top you can stand in. But I mean, like I say, it's a half mile up the trail. It goes around where it's less steep and then it goes up. There's also the painted rocks. And there's some snow-capped peaks just peering behind right there. See them? So there's still snow up here in this region. Still snow. Oh yeah. I give you the painted dunes. Almost looks like they're painted. There's browns and reds and oxidizing. Wow. And then next to the dunes is the lava field. All that lava pushed up. Wow. Incredible. And over here we have the Cinder Dome. Wow. It's getting too foggy for me to make it to the top of Cinder Cone right now. Look at the fog. It's snowing here. We're gonna freeze to death. We're gonna have to get back to our vehicle. We're dressed warm. We even have gloves and hats, but I'll tell you what, it's pretty. I mean, even if I go all the way up to the top, there is nothing. You cannot see any of the lakes, any of the mountains. The fog is consuming the entire area. Here's the trail right here. Alright, I'll try to get up to the Caldera area. I'll be back with more footage. By the way, this is for educational purposes only. We're not using it for commercial use. We're just doing outdoor documentaries and logging my adventures and putting together some wilderness videos. So you're free to enjoy them and share them as you like. Wow, this is steep. I'm not gonna see nothing from up here. Look, it's hailing, man. It's fucking hailing. I'll see you on the top. Oh man, like fucking snowing. Holy shit. Oh yeah. I'm almost to the top. It's about the only peak I can see. Man. It's raining hard. I gotta save the camera or it's gonna burn out, folks. I'm sorry. But you can see I'm making it to the top. This is all volcanic ash. The Caldera is up here. Wow. Oh. Wow. Fog is coming in quick. It's stowed. I'm gonna try to get a scenic backdrop shot up here of the Caldera and the snow-capped mountains, which are covered under thick fog. Hardest half mile I've ever done in my life. Wow, look at that. Welcome to the Lassen Volcanic National Monument. This is your founder of the Paranormal Ghost Society, Lord Rick. Check out our site, www.paranormalghostsociety.org, for truth, friendship, and your gateway to adventure. The rain and snow has slowed down, and I am almost at the top of the Caldera. I brought my tripod. I had some cranberries and chocolate, dark chocolate covered cranberries, and I think I'm able to make it the rest of the way up, enough to see what's on the other end. The view should be a couple 100 miles, but guess what? We have fog. Look, holy shit. Oh, this is visibility down to nothing. I'm never gonna beat the fog. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta get some photos before the fog obstructs the mountain ahead. The Cinder Dome Caldera. Oh man, look at this. I have never been in anything like this before in my life. Oh my God. Simply breathtaking, breathtaking. This, my friends, is a Caldera. This, look how deep that is. This is gorgeous. God's country. Imagine when this blew. All the volcanic lava poured down the sides, oozing. The entire Caldera is filled up. It looks like the volcano's going off. This is fog. You could see it right in the Caldera, man. Oh, man. Wow. That's the Caldera. This is the rim of the Cinder Cone. I can't see. There's no visibility. I can't feel my hands. Things are getting bad. There's no Bigfoot. There's not even any more scenery. I'll include a picture I took of Lassen Peak and the snow-capped mountains off to the southwest, and I'll include it in this video so you can see what it looked like before the fog came in. This fog came in under 15 minutes, and I am surrounded by it. And there's rain and there's snow. It's bad, man. It is bad. I'm out of here. I made it. This is Lord Rick. I'm heading out of here. I cannot see anything. You could see 360 degrees. I can't even smoke a big fat one right now. The visibility is down to nothing. Look at this. I'll show you 360 degrees. Watch. I'm in the damn clouds, man. I feel like I'm on Mount Everest right now. This is not good, my friends. This is bad. I gotta get off of here. Because if I don't get off of here, who knows? I can't even feel my hands. This is a challenge. It's much better to go down than it is up. Wow. Thought I see something running down below. It's about a half mile down and animals are running for cover. Look how steep this is. I'm gonna get back to base camp and I'm gonna smoke one. I brought a lot of food and drinks. And I don't know, looks like I'm gonna have to get back to base camp. We have base camp and then we have where the Jeep's parked, which is about 2.5 miles away. Although it may not seem that far, I'm ascending and descending on volcanic ash. This is a volcano. It's just, you know, doesn't get any better than that. Once I get below the fog, it'll be a little better. But I gotta get a little lower. I cannot feel my hands. It is freezing temperatures. I'm coming down. I can't feel my hands. I can't even touch the radio right now because my hands are that cold. I'm also surrounded in fog everywhere. I can't see anymore. I just got the Caldera and I just got a picture of Lassen Peak before everything went under fog. Yeah, I'm descending. Under the dome. It's believed that some of these domes and calderas at extinct volcanoes, well, besides having lava tubes, it's theorized that there are underground aliens or underground UFO bases or even portals to other worlds, stargates, and cinders and cinder cones like this one. Except Mount Shasta's been around. I mean, that volcano's extremely old and very well built up. Lassen Peak erupted in 1914, which drew attention to the area. At first they said, oh, it's uninhabitable here, they said. And then they realized that this could be set aside for wilderness. Because by then, you had the Richter scale, so you could monitor the volcano. You can monitor it for seismic activity. And since then it hasn't erupted, but it could. And if it did, this whole area would be affected. Visibility's poor. Doesn't help my camera's got water and fog on the lens. Butte Lake. It's bad. You can barely see it up here. Wow. I could barely see. This is what we call insanity. You know you're a true adventurer. You have the heart of an adventurer when you could physically conquer a volcano in the middle of a storm. Hail, snow, rain, ice, fog, all the elements. Except the volcano blowing itself. I'm almost down to the bottom of the cone. This is the top part of the cone. It's the most steepest. It's pretty cold. With the fog and the caldera, it looked like this was erupting. It just, that's how it looked. And I took an awesome photo. And you could just, it's pretty deep. But you could walk inside. It's not active. It's long since gone. Some of these volcanoes erupted in the medieval times, 15th century, 16th century, 17th century, all the way up into 1914 in Lassen. So it's possible this area could become active anytime. Mother Nature is unpredictable. I hope you enjoyed my videos. I didn't find much Bigfoot evidence here, but then again, look at what we got to deal with. We're getting a national park pass for this place, And I'll probably come back here 2 or 3 more times to do some hikes. So the Cinder Cone is complete, mission complete. Didn't find no Bigfoot or anything strange, but I'll tell you what, I thought, I could be wrong, I thought when the fog rolled in, something in this canyon ran along the wood line. I also thought I seen a mountain lion or a bobcat earlier. Maybe it was a fox, I don't know. Wildlife is very abundant here. I gotta go, camera's getting wet. Well, I've reached the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. You can see how things go from bad to worse in a matter of minutes. I couldn't see up there. I made it just in time to get a couple scenic pictures in the Caldera, and then everything was fog covered. Couldn't even see in front of my face almost. Wow. Woo! I did it. Did it. Yeah, but I did it. And nothing says I love you more. And oxidized volcanic rock from the Caldera itself. The Caldera is like 60, 70 feet down, man. It's just this big hole. And then there's a rim all the way around. I got that Lassen Peak area right before it went under fog. And in the fog rolled in the Caldera, it looked like the volcano was erupting. Wow. Oh yeah, well, I don't have much more to offer you guys. There's no visibility, camera's wet, so I'm out of here. You guys know I love my fans and my friends, and I did this climb for my girlfriend because it's really steep and it's not a climb for everybody. It's 10 degrees colder, can't feel my hands, so we'll probably have to hike to the Jeep and eat in the Jeep because I'm like up Schitt's Creek right now without the paddle, literally. But I did it, man. You could see the steep trail that goes straight up. That's where I was at. And everything's foggy, so if the footage isn't that great, it's because there's a lot of rain and moisture out here right now. Thanks for watching our videos. Lassen Volcanic National Monument is surely an adventure I wait to see more of. I call this mini dome. This is mini dome. Actually, what that is, ladies and gentlemen, that's a volcanic vent, and below it are probably lava tubes. Lava tubes are big enough to drive tractor trailers through, and they can go multiple levels and for miles under the earth. It's pretty awesome stuff if you're into caving and spelunking and geological formations and volcanic. Well, I have a friend who likes lava tubes and volcanic caves or caverns. That's what you get around here. We're leaving the lava bed, ladies and gentlemen. This is called lava bed, lava flats, lava rocks. This is all the downpour from the Cinder Cone. Very jagged type of rocks. As I said, the jagged ones are most common. They're called I'm not sure where that name derives from. There's also plenty of oxidized volcanic rock here. Whew. Hold on, I was looking. We're leaving the volcanic rocks, but the other type of volcanic rock, it's a basalt flow, and the texture is pahoehoe. Must be a Native American name, and it's just runny, oozing lava. Generally, lava moves fairly slow. This probably moved only a few feet a day. Depends on the viscosity or the thickness. This type of lava is more dangerous. It leaves a smooth, glossy, or glassy surface. It's a type of volcanic rock you'll see up in Hawaii, for example. That's a good example. And basically this lava will flow off the volcano like streams. Maybe draperies over rocks as it consumes everything in the area. And Cinder Cone does not have this type. And see, Tammy was mentioning to me that she expected it to be like Hawaii. Well, it would be, except they do not have this type of lava flow. This type of lava flow is known as, it's called afar. Just the jagged type of rock, which, you know, is about 1,000 degrees Celsius. Just looks like a bunch of blocks and plates. This is most common in the Sierras. I see this in multiple extinct volcanoes. Lassen is dormant. I heard about Lassen many years ago because at one time I was told, well, there's people that live around Lassen, and I was asked, would I ever live by Lassen? I was like, well, probably not. If it erupted in 1914, there's a good chance within the next 50 years it could go off again. And next time, if this plug volcano blows, the effects could be devastating. We could look at a lot of death of wildlife, national forest area. This whole area could be under lava. It could cause other volcanoes to erupt as well, blowing their calderas and releasing the lava. It's very rare or unlikely that it had happened, but it's only a 550-year-old volcano that formed, and the cone isn't very old at all either. It's old enough. This is a good educational opportunity for people to see lava and a caldera and an actual cone and learn a little bit about the ecosystem and the geology located in Northern California. There's no animals due to the rain and the cold weather. But to be able to see this kind of thing, you don't get to see this anywhere. You have to journey and off-road and hike and explore and just get out there and do it. There's those painted dunes and rocks. That's a rare event, a rare geological site. A geologist would love this site, would have a heyday with it. So we're out of here. I'm going to save the camera. This is the Lassen National Forest. Some of these trees rise a couple hundred feet. They take about 5-6 people to wrap your arms around some of these trunks, which tells you that this area has not been under lava for a long time. Something bad could go worse very quickly. Well, can't predict Mother Nature. Oh yeah. Wow. This is a great birthday gift. I'll always remember this. And this is the end of the trail right up here. Not bad. Easiest 2 miles I did. The half-mile uphill was the battle. I fought for my life, man. With my bad knee, I fought for my life. But I'm happy I went up there. It's something new and different. I think it's a must for everybody to at least experience a caldera once, or to stand on the rim of an extinct volcano. That's pretty cool. It's what Lassen is. This is the land of the volcanoes. We have ourselves a deer. I was on my way out from the Cinder Cone, and this deer seems to like, it's standing up to its belly in the water. It seems to like to play in the water, splashing, playing, drinking some of the water. I seen antelope today. Due to the fog and rain, not many birds. There would have been much more wildlife if I would have came a little bit earlier, but you can't predict Mother Nature. I'm using my cell phone camera. My camera, during the storm, it became so wet that it ended up burning out. Oh, it's definitely going into the shop. I'm glad we're at the end of the day, except I wish I had my camera for this. Cell phone footage is better than no footage at all. We're leaving Lassen Volcanic National Monument. I'll tell you, that was some storm. And I'm just off-roading out of here. It's very lush and green. This area will be the last national forest to be affected by drought besides the Shasta National Forest. There's waterfalls and many creeks that are not below level. If you watch that last segment, you wanted to know what you were looking at. I snuck up on 2 deer that were playing in the water. I didn't know there was 2. I seen one, took a couple photos. I'm using my cell phone because my camera shorted out, or something happened to it during the storm. And it's funny, the funny story about it was I sat down in the Jeep, grabbed a snack, wiped it all down, cleaned it up, was facing it towards the woods, getting ready to take a picture, and then I got distracted, shut it off. It wouldn't turn back on again. So I pulled out my cell phone camera and said, you know, I'll just film. I was sitting there getting snacks and changing my wet clothes, and I thought, what is that in the lake bathing or drinking some water? I said, it has to be a deer, just a couple young deer. And then I filmed them for my viewers to enjoy, just to kind of show you that Lassen holds wildlife. Yeah, there's lava beds and hot boiling springs, and many dangers lurk. And this may be the land of volcanoes, but life does exist here. It just finished raining. The skies are not clear. The thunder's no longer an issue. So the critters and the animals are starting to come out and play a little. These trees are all very yellow. It's almost like it's autumn. That might be new growth, actually, but they're bright yellow right now. I filmed them on the way in. But my whole point is that if there's deer that roam these harsh lands, snowy cliffs, volcanoes, lava beds, and then there's areas where the crust is very thin, and the water could be so hot that a deer leg would basically turn into ash in an instant, or it just boil right off, whether it's lava or hot steam. So you do have to be careful, but these animals manage to survive for hundreds and hundreds of years. And it's quite possible Bigfoot does as well, as the Shasta and Lassen region are full of Native American folklore. In the last 150 years, the pioneers have seen UFOs and
people have been abducted and taken underground beneath these lava domes and the cinder cones and volcanoes. And people believe that there is underground aliens and that Bigfoot may live in some of these lava tubes and have, might go up towards a peak that humans really can't get to, and there might be a lava tube you can enter or crawl down into, and that's possibly where they hide. But we're going to be heading, well, this is the Lassen National Forest, but part of it is designated for the Lassen Volcanic National Monument. And we're almost out of here, so I just want to say goodbye to everybody. I'm always about the wildlife. I have so many friends that don't have an opportunity to see this kind of thing, and it's a pleasure to be able to film it for you and watch our videos and become fans and friends of our work. We improvise. My cell phone camera's not the best, but you know what? It's video. It could be in black and white. I'd still be happy, as long as I can just tell you a little bit about the area and the wildlife and the lava and volcanoes. There's a lot of birds starting to come out. We didn't see no birds earlier. There was fog, hail coming down, snow, rain, high winds, thunder, lightning. All the elements stopped by and said hi to Lord Rick. Make sure you check out our site, www.paranormalghostsociety.org.